Hey, HelDm here, and Ashantin.
Hi guys.
Hello. As you can see, oh wow, there are some pink torches here. We are in a very strange world. This is a developer's story, kinda, with the one and only, the boss man, Tyron.
Hello.
and
Hello,
the
boss man.
and the voice of the drifter appears.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, Tyron is the lead developer, lead
Well,
team?
yeah, sort of.
What's your title? Do you have a title, actually?
I think it's God.
Well, come on, guys.
Just kidding. He's very uncomfortable with titles.
I'm doing whatever is needed to get to
Okay.
push this game forward. That's what I do.
Let me ask the first question then.
Yes,
Tyron,
please.
I think that you are the guy that started the whole thing off with your wife Saraty
Yeah, that's right.
on the idea of creating a vintage story. Please, could you tell us what made you decide to do this?
It's really a long story in the end. It really started out.
Okay, well, we'll sit down.
You've got some time.
Yeah.
So, okay, so once upon a time, no, it all started out with really my wife and I being gamers in a way. And so at some point we discovered Minecraft, and it was really like one of the most favorite games we played in for like a long time. And yeah, and as Saraty told already in their last interview, then I discovered there was an outdated mod called it's just a butterfly mod, what's it called? It was outdated, it was not working with the latest versions of Minecraft, and so she begged me to make it work with the latest version.
And you could just do that, could you? Or do you have training in this?
I have programming experience for about 18 years already.
Oh gosh.
Programming has been like my one huge passion since almost since I started playing games today, age 12 or 13 it was.
Oh my goodness.
I played a little more. I'd also played the sandbox game back then. Even it was a bit more obscure one, which had only a small German community. But that's also where I learned programming. But anyhow, so I made this Butterfly Mania mod work for Minecraft, and she absolutely loved it, and so we kept improving on that. And then my wife started to complain every time we play how bad the world generation has become, and how there is no more incentive in exploration except for our butterflies. And so then I tried to fiddle around a little bit with modifying just a few simple things. I think I made mobs harder and stuff like that. And that turned into Vintagecraft mods. And it's just then in October 2016 I was I posted some pictures of Vintagecraft, of its world generation, and got a lot of upvotes on the Minecraft Reddit, like 2,500 votes or something.
Wow.
Yeah, and through that I was approached by the COO, Chief Operating Officer of Hypixel. Do you know those guys? I
don't know them, but I know of them.
They run a huge Minecraft server with mini games and stuff on it. So it took them half a year to finally realize they do need me after all, because I didn't want to work full time. They want me to work full time.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that, since I wanted to work on Vintagecraft and still keep my old job. And there I worked for them on World Generation, and was also one of the point where I realized I could actually really make my own game. It was also, the game they were making was not quite the one I envisioned.
Yeah.
So I do really want to make the things that I enjoy playing myself, really.
I think that's how the best games come up.
And so, then in February 2016, I quit my work at Hypixel. I quit some other customers and just went really berserk on coding a new game engine.
Wow.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned world generation, because we had a a build spotlight with Milo a few days ago, and he mentioned that the world generation in Vintage Story was the best world generation he had ever seen.
Oh wow, that's cool. Glad to hear.
Yeah, he absolutely loved it. I mean, I do so as well. You
Yeah, I
followed
have.
us into this flat world that does not showcase world generation at all, except
Oh,
brightly colored
Well,
features.
I don't know,
Let's pop down
guys.
some trees, I guess.
Looking behind us, look at this, guys. Does that make your mouth water? Look at these beautiful torches. Look at the different colours going up. My goodness. Oh, they've all stood up. And
Yep.
Tyron is flying into the god rays.
He's being sliced to bits. Now,
on.
how big is your team actually, Tyron?
We're 8 people, I think, in total, and I mean, Saraty already told you it's Saraty does all the texturing, Luke does story writing and animating, Hayden does all the music. Then we have Creative MD. He does a bit the mod AP documentation and some features for modders. Then there's Josh, who occasionally adds a feature or two.
Thanks, Josh.
And Skodon, Ben, we met him in Austria. He sometimes does a few things like concept art.
All right.
Yeah, and I do everything else.
And you do everything else. So
Yeah.
is there like a strict regiment when people need to finish stuff, or is it just as relaxed as this conversation, basically?
Yeah, they're all part-time, working part-time on it, and they do it when they have time. That's pretty much it. I don't. There is no. It's not a very strict group. It's just a loosely organized team, really. I think.
Well,
I think it's amazing how far you've come. I mean, I came into the world by accident completely. And I was astonished when I spawned in at the world generation and how it has such a unique feel to the world.
I love working on world generation. As
Yeah.
look at the slow motion action. Sorry, look
Look
at it.
at this, guys. Look at this.
Look at him running.
Wow.
We need to get this in our survival mode somewhere.
Yeah, we need a slow motion mode. That would be nice.
It's like the Max Payne slowly falling to the
Yeah.
ground while slicing the mobs to bits.
Oh gosh.
Exactly.
What have you been watching?
No, it's a computer game, Max Payne.
It looks better when it's dark.
Oh.
And it's oh wow, it's a disco.
Oh.
Look at him run.
Oh,
Yeah, we're in a
my
creative
goodness.
world, so
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh,
Ash,
yes.
stop drooling.
How did you know I was drooling? You know I'm drooling. I drool over this night sky all the time. You know I
Yeah,
do.
the sky's beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
Really
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
then you should use creative mode. There, one day lasts 24,000 in-game hours, so you can stare at the night all night.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot. So, to get back to a few questions, because
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Keep going.
you keep on distracting
Look,
us. You're
he can
very good
actually
at that.
kneel. He can kneel down on one knee. Look at that. He can't just sit down. Oh look, Tyron,
it's
Tyron
just a
breakdancing. He's
All
having
right.
too much fun. He can jump. Look at all that.
All right. So, what are your dreams or wishes for Vintage Story? Where do you want to
Yeah,
take this?
There are some personal dreams I have for this game, and there's some that I really want to see that other players can use. Like I personally, I would just love to have a game where I can just take a stroll through nature and observe the wildlife in a way. Sometimes I just start a creative world and just keep walking one direction.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that.
World generation.
Yeah. This is it's all procedural, so
Yeah.
it's new. It's random every time.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. I mean, I was so lucky I spawned in the most stunning place. I mean, holding
Yeah.
up a mountain was a problem, but
Were you trying to shoot Ash? Where are you?
I'm here behind you, Hal.
He
Look
was
at
just
this.
standing opposite to you. He drew his bow and he was like, "No, I'm not."
But
And well, shall I continue with the question?
Yeah, well, if that's your hopes and dreams, I think you're pretty
Well,
close to it anyway.
that's my personal goal,
Yeah.
but I still would like to like enable modders to really make this to really empower them that they can mod the game with a much greater efficiency that they could with Minecraft.
Yeah.
And also really have a game that's like Terraformacraft. Well, that was a really amazing experience that my wife and I had in Terraformacraft.
I
And
have
so-
a question over that because I was addicted to watching Etho play Terraformacraft.
Sure.
But I always felt I didn't want to play it myself because of the mining. Are we going to have the same mining difficulty in Vintage Story?
You mean like with the collapsing caves and stuff?
Yes.
So if you have created a new world, you might see those 4 buttons. So with that's where you can select your playstyle. There's like wilderness survival, survive and build, survive and automate, and then there's creative mode. And there are a few game mechanics we would like to reserve just for the wilderness survival mode. So this collapsing mechanic would be just for wilderness survival. This is kind of my plan that survive and build sort of is a balance between building and surviving. And so I would not like to have mechanics in there that destroy the world or destroy something without your interaction. For the most part.
Because I have no idea. I mean, I don't play creative, so I know I'm not in a creative world, but I don't know what sort of world I'm in.
Yeah, the standard is currently there is only the survive and build and the creative playstyle. So the other one is not even there yet. But in the future we would add that, so that for really the hardcore players who just all want to survive and are not interested in building, they can like go use that wilderness survival mode. It's like a little bit like Don't Starve then, if you know that game.
Yeah, it's like extremely harsh.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
and just
harsh,
everything
creative and
exactly.
Yeah.
And everything is really against you. The whole world is against you in a way.
Sorry, Hel, it's your turn to ask a question.
No, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I just wanted to say that we already have wolves.
Yeah.
Those are against us. We have boars. Those are against us. Luckily, chickens run away, but I heard talk about bears, more difficult drifters. How far does the extreme mode go?
Well, then, for example, you would no longer have any permanent light sources. And if you are in the dark, you'll get slowly killed. There's monsters. Well, I found that a lovely mechanic in Don't Starve. There's like some kind of monsters in the darkness, and they come after you if you don't have a light source nearby.
That reminds me of the deep dark in Minecraft in one of those mods. That when you're in total darkness, you just slowly get eaten by the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that they might have taken that from Don't Starve actually. Whoever made the mod.
Could be.
Anyway, that's one thing, and the other, for example, would be then you probably will need more food, and you'd have all kinds of maybe environmental disasters or mechanics that really alter the world as you play it. Like, I don't know, we could think of volcanoes, earthquakes, and stuff like that. Or lightning strikes that ignite your houses and whatever.
Definitely sounds like something I want to try.
Can I ask? Can I ask something? One thing that struck me is that the first night it was the dark of the moon, and I was there with the drifters growling at me and the wolves howling. The hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I'm not a child. Are you actually making this game for adults only? Because it's pretty terrifying. Young children might be scared to death already.
It is rather aimed at adults. That's correct.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that Saraty's doing or you're doing? We learned that Saraty had a background in horror.
Well, she loves horror stuff. I'm not so much into that personally, but I am into having some kind of mature game experience because I kind of want to be like a counterweight to where Minecraft is going now, because Minecraft goes to even younger audience. So
Yeah.
I'll go the opposite way.
All right.
Yeah, they get very cute animals in there, don't they?
Well, but but I also refer mostly to the what is it, World of Color update, where they just made everything super colorful.
Oh, I broke such.
Kind of,
Thank you, Hel.
I didn't see
They-
that.
and yeah, I don't know. Also, for example, I don't know if you watched the last MaineCon, the way they presented it was more like for 10-year-olds.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the direction I want to go.
Well, I have to say that it's the first computer game I've ever played where I actually, feel a chill on the back of my spine. I don't tend to like horror very much anyway, but when those wolves howled, I really was, oh, good grief. The other thing, Tyron,
Then
is
you
that...
shouldn't meet the locusts, I guess, in that case.
Gosh. It very is the dawn of time. Hel, it's your turn.
Oh,
My
right.
goodness, what's that?
Look, it's an animal. It's a locust.
It's a
Why am I naked?
spider. It has how many legs has it got?
6. Look at it.
Then it's not then it's not a
crawls
spider.
around.
It's a locust.
It's new, right?
Yeah, that's new.
Wow, look
Recently
at that.
added.
Do they eat you?
They'll eat your soul.
Gosh.
Oh, it's sleeping.
Oh,
so
look at
cool.
that.
It
Let's
can
try
crawl
this
up
here.
walls, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually going to be my next question. Can you show us some features of Vintage Story? But you're already doing it. Oh, look
Wow.
at it.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Still a little glitchy, but they work
Yeah.
for the most part.
Wow.
So they're a thing now. They can spawn in
Ooh.
caves and such.
Yep.
Ooh, look at this, guys.
Oh, Ash, look out in your playthrough because these are a thing now in caves when you go mining.
Oh, how do you kill them? Fire, sword.
With a very angry stare, perhaps.
Arr, go away.
Please tell me they can be killed.
Yeah, that's just this. They just like punch one.
Okay. And
Aw.
do they kill bees?
Bees? No, they actually all creatures only attack the player except for bees. But
And
Look,
bees
I got-
sting us, do they?
yeah, they do. Let me actually show you how that works. Let me put it on me.
Oh.
Let's remove the spider and the bite type. There we go. Locusts are gone. Let's throw a bee nade at this guy.
Oh, look at that, guys.
The angry bee mob is angry at everything, really.
Yeah, careful, Ash.
Well, we're in
Wow.
creative mode, so.
Oh, we're in
you-
creative mode. Okay, they can't come after us.
Ah, the sound is wonderful. I love the little sort of
Yeah.
squeak, squeak.
Yeah, that's when they sting you.
And I've just updated to the latest version. We've got bees' nests in that, haven't we? Have we got
Yeah, we
bees'
do
nests in it? And what do
Yeah,
they
we
look
do.
like?
I can make you a beehive. Second.
Can they be destroyed?
You can destroy the beehive, but
No, I
you'll
mean the
spawn.
bees.
Oh no, yeah, they're untouchable. You can't.
They're
You just gotta deal with them.
Wow.
just deal with it.
Yeah,
I have to say, that's lovely.
they despawn after 2 minutes. So
This
Probably forgot
looks like a honeycomb. It's beautiful. It really does look like a
Oh, yeah.
bee's nest. Nice,
on
nice,
feeling.
nice. Look at that, guys, and look at the bees coming to and fro. And this is what you look for in trees and cliffs, is it?
yeah, mostly on the trees.
Wonderful.
And
How
they-
do you harvest them from here?
So what you have to do is you have to put build a scap. There's a recipe for that
yes.
on the wiki, and then you have to place it besides.
Yes.
Then if you look at the beehive, you see nearby flowers 0 and population size poor,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So what you have to make sure is that the population is large, and then they will start populating nearby scaps.
Ah.
You can grow the hive by placing flowers nearby.
Oh, wonderful.
So flowers have a use now as well.
Oh, good, because I love flowers. I'm going to be collecting those. What are these?
It will take a long time. It will take a few minutes
see.
before it even finds the flowers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
oh,
because
yeah.
it still says nearby flowers 0.
Yeah,
So
yeah. This is.
The
it'll
flowers
take
are
a
so
while. Okay,
pretty.
that's
Yeah.
What's the flower?
It's gonna be beautiful. Oh, and yes, you can destroy dummies,
Oh yeah, you can.
Tyron said.
Let's keep on bashing it. I guess. See
Keep
what
on
happens.
bashing, at some point they will go.
There
I
we go.
have to say, guys, you're enthusiastic. I mean, look at this. The beehive, the bee skip, and this is how it works in real life, guys. You would put an empty beehive next to a nest, and hopefully when they swarm, they'd go in there, or you can catch the queen and put them in a beehive.
Ooh.
And look at all the flowers. Oh, I say.
Are we gonna get bee suits as well?
Bee suits. Maybe in a future version. Why not?
Because if there's something we need to deal with, then we need bee suits.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's thinkable. There is also going to be, all this bee system or this beekeeping mechanic is actually was suggested in the forums, and this is just the first part of the suggestion. There was also then for a future version there would be this more like modern day beehives that you
Yes.
make in wood.
Yes.
So
like apiaries and such.
apiaries, exactly. And because right now, if the skep gets populated, after some time it becomes harvestable, and however, if you've harvested, it will destroy the hive.
Oh, look at it! Nearby
And
flowers 12, population size large. Sorry for
Oh yeah, right. So with a future update, then you could like keep the hive or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And these go on a
Not
flat
destroyed.
surface. They're really nice.
Well, you mentioning it going up on the forums, that leads into my last question for today, I think. About those forums and about the community. What's the vintage story community like?
Oh, it's lovely. They're very friendly and supportive, and they also help me out in some areas.
Yeah, how did they influence, or we're part of the community, right, Ash? How do we influence the game?
We do read the suggestions and all the bug reports that you do. It's very useful for us to kind of like really have a very polished game mechanics in the game. It's only through a lot of playtesting that we can really make this game really good.
Whoa, stop. What are you holding?
I'm slightly worried about this one.
Yeah.
This guy.
What? What's this?
Huh?
What's this?
That guy is supposed to be in a future update.
Is this going to be a villager or something? Oh, look at it. It's got like...
This is a mad hermit. The
A
man
trader
from
it's
the
supposed
hills.
to become.
Oh, this is the trader. Oh, right.
Yeah.
It coughs.
That's just the eating animation.
No,
It's
eating,
very
but-
cute, isn't it?
But it
Yeah, it looks like coughing. It's like it's a good point actually.
Yeah, it walks up to you and goes like, "Excuse me, sir."
True.
Wow, I haven't seen this yet. It's a bit smaller than the model
Yeah,
the model
that's-
that we are though.
That's
Oh,
intentional. Yeah.
Are
He's
there
a-
going to be different models, different skins
At some point, we would like to have different skins.
for
Yeah.
us? Because now we're all these gray-haired, long.
Yeah, it has a very particular reason why we look the way we look, but it's not in a game yet, unfortunately.
Well, I have
whole-
to say, I love the fact that we all have long hair because I really like long hair on. I think
Sorry, Ash, you cut out for me there.
I'm saying I really like long hair on men.
Ah.
Then you're just like my wife. I do have
Saraty
long
and
hair, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
So how long is your hair?
I guess about the same length as the Seraph has.
Oh, that,
Very nice. I have long hair too, Tyron, but my hair is down to my hips.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Saraty also has super long hair. She
Yeah.
also loves that.
I wish I still had long hair.
Well,
Nowadays. No, my wife wouldn't have me with long hair.
She likes it short.
Yep.
There you are.
Oh, look at it.
Oh,
Look at it.
look. Oh, so
Can we hold them?
cute.
Well, you can when you're in creative mode, you can get them from the creative inventory,
Yeah.
and then when you have them in your hotbar, you hold them.
Oh,
Oh,
look.
listen to him.
And they're all different colours.
Yeah,
This
Saraty
is,
made sure of that.
this is what makes a game. Someone on, it's lovely making the little chicks. They're beautiful. But, oh, look at them. They actually eat properly and they
Yep,
cheat.
they actually eat.
They're so cute. But making them different colours, this is what makes the game. Oh, look at them. I mean, the look of this Tyron with the view I've got of the baby chicks, the beehives, the flowers, it's glorious. I'm loving it. I mean, I get overwhelmed by the look of this game, as my viewers know. Isn't that beautiful? Really loving it.
Let's make them run to their mother.
Oh, they'll run to... Oh, guys! Oh, no.
And the mother's really like, follow me, strutting
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
God. I had problems with a chicken trying to kill one, and it was a
You missed one.
submarine
Go to your mummy.
chicken.
Go to your mummy.
Yeah, that guy's too far away, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, he's still sort of tramping around. The colours are wonderful on this.
I mean,
Look at that.
I can't imagine the programming that goes on with this.
Just into a chicken. Look at that,
The
guys.
animation was really the hardest part.
Yeah.
That took forever because I programmed it like from scratch. I didn't use existing systems, although I used existing tutorials, but still that was incredibly much work. The animation system.
I have to
However,
say...
the
many-
AI is actually quite simple.
Well, many game developers would be looking at this and thinking, my goodness, we're going to have to up our game if
Look
that's
at
what
it
they're
strutting.
doing.
It's like, I'm the mama. Yep, I'm the mama.
It's just...
Look at
I'm
it.
not going to be able to kill these chickens. I'm going to have to kill the pigs all the time, or the
It
boars, or the
depends on how
rams.
hungry I am.
Well,
Oh,
that's
look,
true.
it's found its mum.
Oh yeah, right. There one.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. So what else have you got that's new for us?
Well, that wasn't new anyway. But wait a minute. I actually would need to look for myself. I
It's
forget
so
everything.
beautiful. I could just stare at this for
Ah.
days.
Oh,
I know.
there's a small simple change I made, but it can be very useful for caving. I
Guys.
take a ladder in hands and then just spam click on one spot, and it doesn't work, of course. There
Yes,
we go.
It does. It does. Oh, you can build it from the bottom up.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
fantastic. Oh, that's fabulous.
Bye bye. Bye, HelDm. See you in
Wow.
heaven.
how tall does this world get?
It's the default setting is 256 blocks, but you can change it when you create a new world.
Wow.
For example, I don't know if you've seen Umbra Creations, his world. That one is a kilometer big, or tall, I mean.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you're still building it. Stop it.
Okay.
It's
Found the top.
clearly a stairway to heaven.
Oh my
Now
god.
jump down. Shall I make you one block of water for you to jump in?
Whee!
It's already at the pool there.
Ah, I missed it.
Oh.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Let's break the
Tyron,
ladder.
I just love the colour of the water in this world.
Oh, if you break the bottom, you break. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
What made you decide to have water this colour? I love it.
It actually follows a color map.
Yeah.
So different biomes have different colors.
Oh, do they? I didn't realise that.
Mm.
I've not explored anything yet. I've still been trying to make charcoal. I mean, I'm
Oh, and-
primitive.
And water isn't infinite, right?
Yeah, it's not right now.
Good.
But you can pick it up as a bucket, and it creates a source block.
Guys,
So
this
you can
water's
create
moving.
lakes.
Yep.
This water's moving.
Yeah, it is.
Is it because I'm in it, or is it because it naturally does that?
It does that all the time.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord, I hope no one's seasick.
Look at
That's interesting that you mentioned that, because Saraty also said that, but she got used to it eventually.
Yeah, because my mother used to be very, very seasick, and she could get seasick watching something like this on television.
Really?
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
The only cure was brandy.
Oh, I think the trader likes the water.
To get her across the channel on a ferry, we used to get her blind drunk. And she'd be rolling around blind drunk on brandy, trying to get through French customs.
Ash, look at it.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, I've seen these. Oh, look. Oh, I want these. I
Yeah,
want
that's
these.
also new.
Are they made
They're
of tallow?
so nice.
No, they're made of beeswax right now. There is no tallow in the game yet, Ashantin.
Ah.
I need to make that still.
Well, in a
There's-
sense, there is, because when I kill a ram, it gives me this lump of fat. and I
Yeah, but you
put
have to
that
cook
in
it first to make tallow.
Oh, do you? I just stick
Well,
it in a bowl and it burns.
Yeah, but I think to be qualified as tallow, you would need to cook it first.
Oh, right.
And that's what this pot is for. In a future update, you will be able to cook the fat, and that turns it into tallow.
Oh,
Nice.
And then you can also make candles from tallow. That was the plan, at least.
and will they be a different colour from the beeswax candles? Because naturally, tallow candles, I think, give less light.
Oh, they do. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
we could
tallow
think of it
candles give less
potentially.
light than beeswax, and
Oh,
apparently
okay.
they absolutely stink because you're burning animal fat, whereas the beeswax just
Yeah.
smells of beeswax.
Yeah. That I know.
Yeah.
I guess you should make some kind of coughing sound, right, when you come nearby tallow candle.
Well, we should make a coughing sound when we're at our forge and at the charcoal pit and
Yeah.
all that stuff, because it
Yeah.
smokes so much. By the way, these smoking particles and the fire particles are amazing.
Oh, I love them. I love them. And I tell you what, Tyron, I go crazy over the fireflies in the game.
Yeah, I'm glad you like them.
It's awful. I mean, I spend my whole time in the game saying, "Oh, guys, look at that! Look at that!"
That's what it really is meant
Nope.
to be, kind of in a way. The game. This is like it's. In fact, I really would like to add some kind of just an exploration mode where you just
Yeah.
focus on exploration alone.
Well, don't worry, because someone like me who hasn't explored much of her world, it means that just outside my normal environment, I might meet some of these bees. I want bees. I want flowers. I'm going to be collecting every flower I see from now on, so that I can get my. So you can't harvest these from the trees. You have to put the flowers round them, get them into a hive,
Exactly.
and then you can take the hive back to your house.
Yeah, if you can. Wait a minute. Let's get a populated hive.
So we're always going to have to carry flowers on us, guys, so that if you find a beehive, a bee nest, you can make it into a beehive.
Here's a populated hive, and it's unfortunately it's again a little bit complicated on the controls, especially for you,
Yeah.
I assume, Ashantin. But you can right-click the populated hive,
Yeah.
and it's gonna end up in your backpack inventory. And it's not just a normal slot, so that it's like a little bit more balanced that way. Otherwise, you could just pick up hundreds of those skeps, and then you have to hold Control and your mouse wheel, and then it lets you scroll through your backpack slots as well.
Oh, yes. There we go.
I think I'm going to... Somebody needs to do a tutorial on that, Hell.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do those things as well.
Well,
It-
frankly, I'm just putting down how I make things in the game, just in case anyone starts the game, they can look it up and see. I mean, it's stupid things like, how do you make a backpack? How do you make
Yeah.
an oil lamp? Oh, look at this
BU4U made a few of those tutorials too.
Who?
BU4U.
Oh, I must go and have a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this pan, guys. Look at this pan.
Yeah, it's sweet. I like how stuff renders when it's in the fire pit. Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
Yeah, that's some immersion.
I really want
So-
those candles.
So while Tyron is skipping his rocks, showing off another
He is.
feature-
Oh, guys, he's skipping rocks. No.
Yep. Don't hit me. Can it actually hit people?
Of course.
No,
Okay.
I mean when you're skipping them.
Oh yeah, of course. You can go survival mode, stand in the water, it's gonna hurt you.
No, thank you. So while you're skipping these, I think it's about time to call this an episode.
How do you-
Alright.
Okay. Tyron, I've loved every minute of this, except I want my world to look like this now. And I'm going to go and have to find the bees and make bee skips and everything, but I'm going to start collecting flowers immediately. But
Okay. Well, I wish you good luck. I already feel kind of sorry for you for all the difficulties you're having in your survival. Let's play.
Tyron, people like me are there for developers like you, because I find the simplest things difficult.
Yeah.
And you can look
Yeah,
at
that's
someone
it's
like,
great for it.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
look at someone like me play, and you can think, on the one hand, what an idiot. But on the other hand, you can think, oh.
I never think that way, Ashantin.
Well, I do sometimes.
Oh, thank you, Hel. Thank you. Tyron, Hel knows that I'm one of these people in life that's tech blind. I'm good at many, many things in life, but tech is not one of them, and that's actually why I play computer games.
I see. Yeah.
I'm at the opposite end of the spectrum from you. You're a developer, and I'm sort of someone who can barely turn a computer on.
You know where the power button is, right? You know,
Don't laugh, Hel. You should have seen me trying to put my computer together, sitting on the floor with all these wires, thinking, "Oh God."
all right.
Enough. We must say goodbye.
Yes.
Tyron, that's been absolutely super. I've loved every single minute. But
Well,
now,
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was
Thank
happy to
you.
talk to you.
And maybe we'll do this again when the game has progressed even further.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do so.
So we say bye-bye, guys.
Yeah. Thanks.
See ya. Bye bye.
Later.